Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Welcome back, everybody. Exciting topic here today on the Cabral Concept. Can't wait to bring you the three main reasons why we use red light-based therapy in our practice. We've been using it now for a number of years, but the truth is that with all healthy biohacking-based technology, it seems to get better every couple of years, meaning that the technology itself is able to be delivered in a better package as well as with less harmful side effects. Now, there's not a whole lot of side effects to red light therapy, except for the fact that if you get too close to its power source, there can, of course, be EMFs. Now, the nice thing is most companies have mitigated those by keeping the power cord away from the body itself. So all you're getting is pure benefits. So what I want to share with you is just the three main reasons, because sometimes you can get overwhelmed with I remember myself specifically, this is a podcast I did like 5 or 6 years ago, probably 6. I did like the 33 reasons why rebounding is beneficial for your health. And that was, and again, it was meant to be more of like a fun show and just to show you that, yes, something like a trampoline, or again, at home, you're just using a small 36-inch one to get that lymphatic system moving. There's really a lot of science behind it. So sometimes I like to do a show like that. But the truth is that you don't need 33 reasons to use something that we know is beneficial. And the main reason is this, that red light therapy has been proven to help boost mitochondrial function. So let's just talk first, like, what are your mitochondria? So your mitochondria, I know it's referred to over and over, but it still is the best way to refer to it as like the powerhouse of your cell. So you have trillions of cells in your body, trillions of cells in your body. And you have to think about it. They all need their own energy source, but it's that energy source and all those trillions of cells that also powers the entire machine. Right? And so what happens is inside of your cells, it depends on the cells, but you're going to have anywhere from hundreds to close to like 1,000 mitochondria per cell. Now, those mitochondria can be strong or they can be weak. They can work with oxygen and maybe glucose, or they can actually be what we call gummed up or blocked up, and they're really relying on like a lactic acid fermentation, and that's not healthy for the cell itself. That's not healthy for your body, and certainly you're going to feel the effects. So if your mitochondria are not firing as they should be, they don't produce enough of a substance called ATP. You may have heard that before, but ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate. You don't really need to know what that means, but you'll know how it feels. So think of it this way. When you are walking up, let's just say you walk up 15 flights of stairs. By maybe like the 14th flight, maybe sooner, your legs start to burn, right? They are producing lactic acid. There's all sorts of different calcium ions, different things are happening in the body. But the truth is that the more ATP that you can produce, especially if you're really moving up those stairs, the more endurance, like the more muscular-based endurance, obviously that's based on what's called anaerobic and aerobic, whether you're using oxygen or not using oxygen for that, but it's gonna be an easier time for you. You're just gonna have better muscular endurance. Things are not gonna be as difficult, right, as walking up a flight or two of stairs. When you have low mitochondrial count, you got a virus or you took antibiotics or whatever happened, and your mitochondria suffered because of the inflammation or the antibiotics, which actually kill mitochondria. Some of them do, some antibiotics that are more broad spectrum, and the reason is that mitochondria are bacterial in nature. And most doctors don't tell you that, but you kind of suffer from what feels like, a long COVID or a long haulers or a post-viral inflammatory syndrome. And the reason is that you've destroyed so much of your mitochondria as well, besides gut function, besides inflammation, etc. You're not producing the same amount of ATP. Well, you need to rebuild those mitochondria. That's such a big part of it. Remember, I had Addison's disease. I didn't have a lot of mitochondria. I had POTS, I had dysautonomia, I had Epstein-Barr virus. All these things contributed to a very weak and worn out body. And so slowly but surely, I had to rebuild my body. Now, unfortunately, I didn't have red light 20 years ago. But now the nice thing is, or at least not how it's packaged now, we do. And we can use it in a very simple way. I'll just share with you in just a moment. But so the thing is this, red light helps with mitochondria. It helps with energy. It helps with immunity. It helps with endurance. And it helps with the skin and collagen rebuilding, which we'll talk about in a moment. So we use it for three main ways. Mitochondrial biogenesis. That is the building up of healthy mitochondria. So basically the exercise and the cold and the sauna will help kill off a lot of the weak mitochondria. And then just naturally over days, you'll build up new, stronger one, which is amazing, right? Stronger ones inside the body. It takes time. You don't build all of them up overnight, but it takes time, but you'll be able to do that. Typically like a good 3 to 6 months, but you'll start to feel it because it doesn't happen just in 3 months. It happens every single day. And so little by little, you're getting stronger and stronger. That's how we help people, of course, with dysautonomia and other myalgic encephalomyelitis and inflammatory-based issues of the body. It's a graduated exercise program. It's a graduated healing program. It doesn't happen overnight, but it happens. That's how we're able to do it. Is that it's not slow and sure wins the race. It's actually following a specific protocol and allowing the body to do what it knows how to do, which is heal. That's the truth, right? And it starts so much with mitochondrial biogenesis. We like to use this in two ways. We like to squelch that inflammation, and we like to use the red light. So we'll use some sauna, but not to the point where a person becomes fatigued. We'll use PEMF, and we'll use red light. For a lot of people, cold therapy is too shocking for the nervous system at this point. I have lots of podcasts on that. You're welcome to tune in. What we'll do is this. We'll put extra podcasts, continuing ed, and all sorts of different product links that we use at stevencabral.com/2687. All right, that's today's show. stevencabral.com/2687. You can check it out right now. All right, so building up the mitochondria. The second reason why we use red light is to reduce oxidative stress. This goes hand in hand with mitochondria. The more oxidative stress, and why don't I take a step back, what is oxidative stress? Oxidative stress comes from inflammation and free radical damage. Eating poor foods, not moving the body, or exercising too hard for too long. It is anything that's done too little or in excess. Like that's the truth. I mean, that's it. Like people always say, oh, it's moderation. Well, it's really based on bioindividuality because, maybe, think of it this way. I probably couldn't do 10 minutes of hard weight training back in the day because my body was so inflamed. But now I could do an hour and I'd be okay. So I'm just at a different status right now. Like before, body was absolutely just ravaged by inflammation. Now it's much healthier. So it's where you're at right now. So it's not necessarily, there's no moderation. It's based on where you're at right now. And I'm not necessarily advocating for an hour of weight training, but what I'm sharing with you is when you wear your body down, you're creating oxidative stress. Like that's the truth. Or you drink alcohol, that's oxidative stress. So what we want to do is try to do less of the lifestyle things that are creating too much oxidative stress. And we also then want to use red light therapy whenever possible, if we have access to it, to help reduce oxidative stress. Why that matters is the more oxidative stress you have, the more free radical and inflammation damage you have. Inflammation creates tissue destruction, which also then affects what? The mitochondria, right? So mitochondria helps reduce inflammation, and reducing oxidative stress helps reduce inflammation, and they both improve each other. So literally, the less oxidative stress, the better the mitochondria perform. The better mitochondria, how they perform, the less oxidative stress. Because better muscular endurance, basically the ability to weather greater hermetic stress on the body, helps to improve the amount of oxidative stress that's created, right? That's why, you might be totally inflamed if you go for a 3-mile run, but someone that runs 10 miles, they're just getting warmed up by mile 3, right? It's like they've conditioned their body to be able to do that. Now, I'm not saying that you should go for 10-mile runs all the time, which inevitably will create more oxidative stress in the body, but there is that middle ground. All right, so that's the second reason. The third reason we use it is because so many people are looking at natural ways to push back aging. So if you want healthier skin, less fine lines and wrinkles, less sagging to the skin. You want to improve overall elasticity, the certain vitamins in your body, which we'll talk about, vitamin C, zinc, vitamin D3, there's a few others, and collagen production, right? And you can take collagen, which is great. And I'm not saying that. Again, we use a product called Advanced Collagen Support. People love the product. It's absolutely one of the biggest ones. So great. But the thing is, you also want to create a degree of that through non-supplementation as well, right? So there's obviously the food you eat, the supplements you take, but then how else can we get it? Sunlight, okay, yeah, that's one way, no doubt about it. But if you overdo sunlight, what do? You get a little bit of photoaging. Again, so I believe in balance to all things, but red light therapy can give you a lot of those benefits without the photoaging as well from the sun itself. So it won't boost your vitamin D levels, I'm not saying that, but it will help with collagen production and reducing fine line and wrinkles. All right, so here's what I want to do. I want to share with you exactly how we use all three of these. So we use a product by Therasage, which I'm going to link up here today, called their TheraMat, their TheraPMF, that has red light built in. Now, the truth is though, it's not as much red light as we would like for a clinical effect, but since we want to use a PEMF mat anyways, then we'll use that in addition to, which is great. So we use the PMF mat, which is separate kind of from the red light conversation today, but if you're using a PMF mat and you can get a little extra red light, why not? That's literally how we look at it. But for the majority of the time, we are actually using the Thera360. It's not our company again, but we're sharing with you what we use that has the built-in red light while you're using the sauna at the same time. And you can actually add additional red light inside of there if you'd like, called the TheraLight. Now, the TheraLight will enable you to actually add more red light or take it out and place it on a specific part of the body. So let's say that you're having, again, I'm not providing any medical advice, medical cures, medical treatments, or medical diagnosis of any time, of any kind. But let's say you're having inflammation of the spleen or the pancreas or the liver, whatever it might be. You can actually place the red light directly on that area for more specific benefit as well. So that's a nice way to be able to use that. So again, PMF mat with some red light, the sauna with red light, and the last one is specifically for the face. And this one is specifically from Higher Dose. And again, I'll always give you my top recommendations. I'll always update the podcast page and the resources. The resources are at stevencabral.com/resources. Super simple, all my favorite companies, what we use in our practice. We vet everything, we test them ourselves. So that is the one right now that's absolutely the most popular. It's form-fitting for the face. It's silicone, it's easy, won't make your skin break out. It's really, really great. And it's obviously simple to use. You can even use it while you're in the sauna. So I'm going to link that up. That is a specific one, collagen boosting for the face. You can use that 4 or 5 times a week. That's for the most part what I recommend, about 5 times a week if you're able to. You can do less. You can still get benefit using it 3 times a week. They've actually shown that to be excellent 3 to 4 times a week. And you know what? Why don't I add one more? One more that we use is the Hair Max. That's actually you use to help regrow healthy hair in the head. Now, caveat, that's going to take about 6 months. That's the truth. But it has been clinically proven and is actually FDA certified as a device to help regrow healthy hair on the head. So there's 4 ways that we use red light right there. That was a little bonus one that just came to my mind right now. So I'm going to link those up, those 4 different products. We also reach out to all of these companies. Hopefully we have discount codes. We can typically get you 10 to 20% off all of these products because obviously we're reaching a good size audience. I love being able to pass those discounts on to you. Again, those are for you from the companies. We just try to get you all of the discounts for the community. But either way, whether you have red light or not, these are specific, legitimate, science-backed ways to use this. It's why we use it. It's why clients are getting great benefits. For all the details, head on over to this one link, stevencabral.com/2687 for all the direct product links, discount codes, and research on this. All right, take care, everybody. Have an amazing day. Ever wonder what the best sauna, blue blockers, sleep trackers, wake lights, salt lamps, or other health gadgets are? Or what about the top non-toxic mattresses, sheets, soaps, bath products, toothpaste, and cookware? Or would you like to know the cleanest choices for hemp parts, meal delivery services, supplements, and much more? I personally curated, researched, and now created a resource page of all of my top picks that continues to grow each week. These are the exact products I use in my own life, with my family, in my private practice, and they're the ones I trust. To find out all of my up-to-date recommendations and all the details, simply head on over to stephencabral.com/resources.